What's up, y'all? It's Gavin. I'm here with my wife, JG, and we're about to react to another one of our favorite content creators called Funky Dineva. So let's get into it. Another day, another dollar.
Y'all girls know me? Is y'all girls know me? Let me tell y'all something. I don't want to hear nothing about my PTO when I came back a day early. Okay? See, I'm about to log out now. Because some of y'all in here talking about he late. Some of y'all talking about we need a 90-minute show. Some of y'all we need a 2 hour. Y'all, let me log off the thing. Because y'all ain't even. What did Durant's Pace say? I'll always be grateful. I'll always be faithful. I'll always be. As much as I can't stand the black church, Lord knows I know every hymn, every gospel song, every scripture, every word. I'll always be. Happy New Year's, y'all. Y'all hoes happy? Is y'all hoes happy? Listen, we not doing no unhappiness in 2025.
Happy hoes ain't
If
happy.
you don't like your children, drop they ass off tonight at the fire department.
Really?
If you don't like your husband, your girlfriend, your wife, your boyfriend, if you don't like your relationship, get out of it.
I'm thankful.
Who cares if you'll be going from a one-income household from a two-income household to a one-income household? Didn't black people say struggle builds character? Go out there.
I don't know nobody who said that.
Go out there and struggle and be single. Let me tell y'all something. Nah, we ain't finna start the new year off on no dumb stuff. All right. Betty Wright told us a long time ago that having a piece of man was better than having no man at all. So I'm gonna take what I got and work with it. And let me tell y'all something. And that holds particularly true in 2025. Let me tell y'all something. Don't y'all let nobody talk y'all about y'all man, about y'all damn girlfriend as high as rent is. Let me tell you something, baby. Go to work, come home and cook, take your bath, and hurry up and go to sleep. Okay? That's all you gotta do. On the weekends, go out with your homegirls. During the week, take the kids to soccer so you ain't gotta see his ass. Don't you let these girls and these Instagram girls with this fake independent. Listen, they selling coochie. Okay? They selling coochie. Y'all can't do what Portia and Phaedra do. Y'all ain't built like them. And y'all ain't rich. Y'all hoes got big bikes, mediocre jobs, and raggedy cars. Okay? You got to stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. It is hard out here. You already need an alternator in your Ultimate. And you got the nerve to be considering leaving. You a better woman than I ever could. You better stay there. My grandma told us a long time ago, if a man ain't whooping your ass, you better stay with him. 2025 is not the time when Donald Trump getting ready to jump out here. And with this Arctic cold blast, and with people running cyber trucks down to the Bourbon Street, if you was Tootsie rolling in Bourbon Street and you was single, who was gonna watch your kids? You better stay with that man. If he ain't whooping your ass, you better stay with him. And if you ain't built and look like Portia and Phaedra, you better. If you ain't got no money to get to Africa and sell no coochie with Quad them,
why you had to do Quad like that?
Let me tell you all the things that you don't have that require install didn't cost at least $1,200. If you ain't got a rib removed, your stomach so sucked in it touch your bike. Your ass when you sit in the front seat of your baby mama Benz, if it don't touch the bike seat, baby, you ain't got what it take to be getting spoiled and talk about you leaving. No, man, where you going? Robin, you did all this in your tree house? Because that's what you gonna be living in a damn tree house. We got to figure out first what this economy finna be doing, what the insurance finna be doing, what the billionaires finna be doing, what the housing crisis finna be doing, what the stripping of the rights finna be doing. We got to figure out all of that before we be changing up the dynamics of the household, and in particular, the income. Now, if that man mess around and die in that house, I would encourage you to just close the door and stay in that motherfucker and at least collect his check and tell him that he smells something funny coming out of the room. But he did those types of things. He was on a spiritual retreat. I thought it was something. But he didn't come out to use the bathroom. Sir, my man working construction. He had buckets in there in a window. Okay? I thought he was in there trying to strengthen his relationship with the Lord. Leave his ass in there for about 3 or 4 months to keep drawing his Social Security. Okay? That's what you're going to have to do, because it's hard out here. Now, for my single women who don't have kids, because the game...
Don't let this man get y'all caught up in these streets. Okay? Yes, it is. It's hard out here for a pimp. Okay? And I do agree. You might want to chill a little bit. The economy is kind of jacked the F up. And you don't know where you... a lot of people out of jobs. It's hard for them to find some jobs. You might want to keep that thing together for a little bit. Just a little bit. Unless you up there like my sister, and you're a single woman and you can afford to take care of yourself and all your responsibilities on your own. Other day, you might want to do that thing. You might want to. Hey.
Think I ain't want to wait? Like, hold up a little bit? You think I ain't want to be like, hold up a little bit?
What you mean when you say that?
I'm not saying what I meant.
What do you mean? No, say what you mean.
Man, no, because it's a sensitive subject. But when I say I wanted to be like, wait a minute, let me get a couple things first. Let me get a couple more checks. And y'all can have it.
I know what you're saying, man. You crazy.
Yeah, I understand how you wanna let the checks keep coming in, but yeah.
I know that sounds so ugly. Woo. But bruh, these days, I mean, I believe love can pay the bills, but you know something, that ain't always the case.
Yo,
these people can't drive. These people really can't drive.
It's an everywhere thing. I ain't gonna say it's a Florida thing. It's an everywhere thing.
But yeah, and I don't know why he did put Portia them in there like that.
Yeah, he ain't have to do quiet like that.
He ain't do quiet like that. And I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you if you want to go over the bar and get pooped on. I feel sorry for you.
You wouldn't go over there and get peed on real quick?
No. I'm good. I don't want them problems.
You don't want them problems?
I don't want them problems.
Just a little pee-pee?
No.
Just a little pee-pee?
No, I'm good.
$1 million for some pee-pee?
No. I don't.
A little razzle-dazzle.
How about you do it? You do it for the team.
I do it for the team.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I wish you would.
I can't go get a meal real quick for the fam.
No. Heck no.
Are you serious?
I'm not letting nobody pee on my wife.
On my leg?
No. Not even your feet. I'm not even your feet. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No spam. No.
That's how you feel?
No. That's how I feel.
Okay.
I can think of some other interesting things you could do for $1 million, but I ain't gonna let nobody pee on
What's
you.
something interesting?
I don't know,
What's
but that's not.
interesting?
I'm not even discussing this, and this. We ain't even there on that. That's a whole nother TV
Okay.
show.
Okay.
There's a whole nother TV show. But he is right. You might want to be worried about your financial stability out in these streets.
Yeah.
Cause these companies don't let a lot of people go, and there's a lot of people having a hard time finding a job without it being a spam. So
What they talking about? They call them homosexuals? Where they staying with people? Yeah.
hey, I'm not even gonna call them a homosexual. I'm just
hobo.
Hobo. Hobo-sexual. Cause they might really like the person. You know what
They
I mean?
might really like that.
Yeah, they might really like the person, and they might not be everything they want them to be, and
They trying to wait.
And,
They trying to wait the potential out.
Yeah, they're trying to see if they gonna grow. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And one of the key top reasons why they does because they pulling that check in there, helping to pay the bills, making sure they financially stable. You know what I mean? Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do in 2025. Just don't hurt nobody's feelings. Try not to, at least.
To pretend like we like y'all kids, but we really don't. My single women, y'all just move in with y'all gay friends and split the bills. My boss bitches. Okay.
Wait a minute. You single women, don't do it. Don't play with your gay friends. A gay male friend, you might move in with the gay male friend, but don't be messing with these lesbians. I just want to make sure it's clear.
He was talking about the gay male.
I just want to make sure it's clear. We don't want you. We don't want you over here. Don't play with us. Don't just come over here for the check.
Then they got a t-shirt.
Stay where you at. Stay on your team.
Got a t-shirt.
We good.
My single women, y'all just move in with y'all gay friends and split the bills. That's y'all. Okay? My boss bitches, okay, gas about to go up. Dionne Warwick said her husband might not have been able to pay the mortgage, but he could buy a loaf of bread. Baby, you better have his ass buying all the loaves of bread. All the loaves, all the gas, all the air in the tire, all the radiator fluid, all the check. Like, let me just 2025 finna have something in store for our ass, and now is not the time for you to be thinking about changing the dynamics and the socio-economic status of your household. Now, I ain't even got to the opening of this show yet. I'm on an edible and some Skittles. I'm not on the edible bad because it's coming down. I don't know who, and I'm drinking Deer Park water. I'm real trailer trashy tonight. I don't know who needed to hear that. But 2025 finna be bad, y'all. They already done started it up.
Don't put that on my
Trump
ear.
was gonna blow up the world.
It's
People
gonna
done
be
already
amazing.
blew up something in front of Trump place. They done ran the car. Child, they done turned the damn people in New Orleans into crawfish with the heads cut off, all down to the Bourbon Street. Crab oil juice just everywhere. Lives and spirits and Mardi Gras beads and titties just scattered all around in New Orleans. The people can't even be New or Orleans at this point because the blood is all over the ground. This 2025 got it all going on. They got it all going on. And I guess
on the edible
we're gonna
bag.
have it going on too.
Sound
Y'all
bad
like
to
y'all
me.
can do with me. We need to calm down and we need to light 1111. But we gonna light Dade County 305 live on the remixed. Take it to the moat, take it to the moat, take it to the moat, take it to the moat. Now lay it down, lay it. Only the Miami girls know
He
about
don't
that.
need no more.
Okay.
No more.
He acting up for real.
Y'all, I have never been one of the resolution girls. I just never have. I've just always kind of lived my life where I don't need to wait until January 1 to start now. But I do have 3 goals that are relatively attainable. I want to buy a condo in Miami. I realized after going down to Florida this weekend for Christmas, for New Year's, that I miss Florida. I want to buy a condo in Miami. I think I want to buy a condo or a townhouse here in Atlanta, in the city, for nights because I live on the outskirts right now. I live in Sandy Springs. I don't live in Atlanta proper, but for those nights where I just want to feel real posh and metropolitan, I can go back to my skyrise condo. And then I want to buy another truck. All material, all superficial, all things that I do not need necessarily, but they are things that I want. And so those are my New Year's resolutions. Not to mention, I took off from the gym and the training at the end of July, beginning of August. So I haven't been in the gym since August. And it is showing all in my waistline and in my stomach. And so I plan to have had identified a gym and a trainer by today. But I guess I can do that over the weekend. I plan to get back in the gym and get my body right. Or whatever else. Outside of that, for me, I can honestly say I've done the work. My life is in a great place, and all I really gotta do is stay the course.
In terms of the 3 New Year's resolutions, if I had to pick 3, it would be becoming more successful in the stock market. The second would be getting my family healthy in a way that everybody would want to be healthy. And the third one would be getting another car or a new car. What would be your 3?
I think my number 1 would be trying to figure out what normalcy or what normalcy is now that our family feels different without mama here. I think I've just been going with the flow, so I would want to figure out what that new norm is and feeling more comfortable in the world.
So you want to be more intentional instead of going with the flow?
Yeah, I want to be more intentional. Okay, so I guess my number 1 would be trying to find a new norm and being intentional in it. Number 2, I would love to get monetized on YouTube.
Okay.
And I'd say my number 3 would be to be in position to buy our first condo. I'm ready to figure out where one of our homes at least is going to be.
And we got a few that we got to plan, and we got to bring out the 16 carriages rolling away for this film. 16 carriages! Ride no way! Whatever Beyonce said. But we got to pull out 16 carriages for President Jimmy Carter, the peanut farmer.
Oh, wow.
Forgive me for my ignorance, but I think this is probably the only not racist white man that ever walked the earth.
Really?
Jimmy Carter was
Jimmy Carter was
good
amazing.
man, Savannah. He just was a good man. He was a good man, and I love the fact that he stayed alive as long as he could to cast the vote. We got about 7 million.
I think Jimmy Carter was one of the presidents that loved everybody, genuinely wanted to help everybody. Whether politics allowed him to do everything he wanted to do. He reminds me of that one guy I really wanted to run for Democrat, and then
Bernie Sanders?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Do you understand how many people would have came out for him? I don't think anybody knows just how many people would have came out for him. Because he was one of those genuine people that, like, really cared about everybody, not just his individual people. Yeah.
All I can think about is Jimmy Carter Boulevard. I'm greedy, and it's a lot of good things on Jimmy Carter Boulevard, and how long of a road it is. I like Jimmy Carter. I think one of our favorite spots is on Jimmy Carter.
You're so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that man.
He said he's not old enough to remember.
No. Bless his heart and rest in peace.
Cast the vote. We got about $7 million right now in the funeral fund from all that money that we collected for Kamala. Never gonna make it, was never gonna win, gassed us up, silk press. We still mad at her, got us stuck with Donald Trump ass. Right. We got about $7 million, and quiet as it's kept. We got so much money in the funeral fund that we were supposed to use for Kamala inauguration. Don't be surprised if y'all see me refurnishing this whole house, because I decided to be like Bishop Whitehead and misappropriate the funds. I'm feeling real misappropriation-ishy. A real misappropriation-ishy. We got sitting up with $7 million in the funeral fund, thanks to all them funds that we damn diverted to for Kamala inauguration. We got $7 million right now in the funeral fund, and we gonna spend at least $1.3 million of it on President Jimmy Carter funeral. We gonna have peanuts scattered all over the place. Okay, we gonna have him in a nice burlap suit made out of potato sack in the casket. We gonna have peanut shells all up and down the aisle, like you did when you used to go to Roadhouse Grill. You used to eat the peanuts and throw them on the floor. On each person's seat, we're going to have a program and a yeast roll with a little square of butter, with a heart-shaped butter. With a heart-shaped butter and a yeast roll on each one of the seats. And peanuts, just every 10 minutes, peanut shells just go rain down on me. Did y'all know that song was about getting came on? Lord have mercy.
Yes. Yes. What else did you think it was about?
Oh,
God.
God.
And gospel, and that song was about somebody coming on you.
That's why she didn't want to sing that at the concert when they did their reunion thing.
Get it started right. You better put that junk in the towel. Don't you rain down. Fall like rain. Don't let it slick like black ice. Don't let it flood me out like 40 days and 40 nights. Bitch, my name is Quentin Latham, not Noah, and I don't drive his ark. I drive a BMW. Don't rain on me. Don't rain down on me. Don't rain by me. Don't rain in my mouth. Don't rain in my hand. Don't rain in my car. You got two places you can rain: in a towel or in a water tissue. Okay? In a towel or in a wad of tissue. Baby, I got so much damn tissue in here. You better go and get you a whole, get as many rolls as you want, but you better not rain down nowhere in this damn room. You better rain in this. Matter of fact, I don't even want that shit in my washing machine. You better rain in this tissue.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody said, "Oh baby, storm down on me." See, you a nasty bitch. We can kick your ass out the fucking
Okay.
We can kick you out. We listen, we ain't trying to be rich like this and not like this in 2025. We trying to be elevated. This old raunchy bitch. You nasty. That stuff got salmonella in it.
No.
Salmonella and everything else that they recall the boar's head, ham, and cheese. All this in the acid rain. You want somebody to rain down on you. You just nasty. Nasty, put some clothes on.
I told
Why
you.
don't you? Y'all 5,000 of y'all, 5,447 of y'all that jumped in here at the very last minute because I decided to do a show at the very last minute. Now, speaking of rain, listen, it's going to rain fire and brimstone in Alabama. because Alabama proposes a new bill that would no longer require a ceremony in marriage for license to be married. Couples would only need to take conflict resolution classes for marriage to be recorded. And Alabama Senator Roger Smitherman wants to pass a new law that will require couples to take class on solving conflicts before they get married. Right now in Alabama, people only need to fill out a marriage document, pay the fee to get married. If Bill SB 33 becomes a law, couples will also need to finish a class and show proof that they took it and confirm their ages, 18 or older or 16 with the parents' permission. They would need a marriage license or a ceremony. They wouldn't need a marriage license or a ceremony anymore, just classes and paperwork. The courts would decide what class would teach them to create and create a form to prove people intended. Senator Smitherman said the law is meant to address problems like domestic violence, which affects many people. Statistics of the bill, 1 in 4 women, yada, 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 yada. Well, here's my thing. If the bill, and if your objective is to mitigate domestic violence, then why would we not leave current marriage protocols in place and then simply add the class? I don't understand why we would take away the license and take away the other thing. Why would we just add the class? Now, with me, when you hear things like Alabama, Kentucky, those real Mitch McConnell type of states, those real, MAGA heavy, racist past, white power type of states, I always ask, what's the underlying motive behind this, right? Because on the surface, it seems relatively seemingly innocent, right? But what is the underlying motive behind wanting to make it this easy for people to get married? And some people dropped into the comments and said, well, it would make it easier for them to marry cousins and young people, so on and so forth. And I guess to a degree, it still says you have to be 18 in order to be married and 16 with the parents' permission. So there's a firewall there. But I'm still trying to understand. Me personally, I've never been married. I've never gone down to the courthouse and filled out the paperwork on that clipboard with clerical fish. But it already seems to me that the process is seemingly easy enough for people to get married. I don't understand why you need to make it any easier. And Onisha Ward says Roger Smitherman is a black senator. Even worse to know, his ass need to be blown to smithereens, Mr. Roger Smitherman.
How you feel about that?
I think it's crazy. And I think they want to have people married without them actually having to get married outside of taking that class or whatever. And I feel like it's because a lot of people are not getting married these days.
Exactly. One, people are not getting married like they used to.
Get this contract. Both of y'all come and get this contract. Because y'all live together. Put it on your taxes. All that legal stuff.
Back in the day, if you lived together for a certain amount of years, you were considered married. Mm-hmm. And that goes to show you that he wants to make it simpler, so that is true to legal form. Personally, I think the class is a great idea. Mm-hmm. I used to think that people needed to take classes to have kids. You know what I mean? Because some of these parents ain't nice out here. Yeah. But I agree with the class. I agree. Added to what the protocol is right now. But yeah, I think people are not getting married because they don't want to sign a contract. Getting married is basically a business contract. Yeah. And they're trying to make it easier on people to not feel so business-like.
With us being legally married, do you feel like it was hard for us to get married?
No.
After it became, legal for us to get married, do you feel like it was a hard process to go through?
It wasn't a hard process. It was fairly easy. But the thing was, you have to understand, with me, the thought of signing something and feeling like I needed this piece of paper, you know what I mean, to say that I love you or I was married to you, bothered me. Mm-hmm. I feel like since the day we decided to be together, we were married. I knew I wanted to spend the rest of my life with you.
Yeah.
So signing that paper was like, yo, it was what made me want to do is because Georgia finally, allowed it. It's something my grandma wanted to see, and it just made me proud that my state, opened it up for lesbians and gays to get married. But other than that, I signing my life away sometimes. I don't like that. I don't like paperwork, and a lot of people these days do not like paperwork.
I understand.
Even if it is simple.
For me, it was more of, if anything had happened to me, I wanted it to go to you and not to my mom. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So
that's another reason.
That was one of the reasons why I wanted to get married. Also, I wanted you to have my last name. You know what I'm saying? Bring the togetherness of it all. I've always been a traditional person. So marriage was always a big thing to me. I believed in marriage. I always wanted a marriage. But back when we got together, I did feel like we was married. We just didn't have the paperwork.
Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, I've always believed in marriage.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I can understand that people these days, they don't, that idea and that paperwork is real serious. It was serious then, but it seems way different now. People are like, nah, obligation of being responsible for somebody else, the taxes, yeah, I can understand why.
And I also understood your point of view that marriage is more than a piece of paper.
It really is. That's why I like the thought of the test, because some people have this made up version of Disney version of what marriage is, and that's not true. That's why I'm like, yeah, get that test going. Get that test going. For real.
Right.
Then what's the end goal in making it so easy for people to get married? There's always some ulterior motive, and I just want a clear understanding of what it is that these folks are truly trying to get at, because it's not domestic violence and the reality of the situation.
I think it has to do with, I don't know, this is an assumption that people in Alabama may get, for the women, may get a lot of benefits in terms of children and housing, and if they are married to somebody, they're not going to be able to get those benefits. They're not going to be able to cheat the system. Like,
but you got to take a class. So as long as you haven't taken that class, you still got to do some type of work to get it validated. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's as simple as just staying together.
I could be completely wrong, man. I think it's some underhanded stuff though to get more money in some kind of way.
Yeah. To me, I'm a conspiracy theorist. So for me, if you get more people relaxed about how easy it is to get married, then they're not thinking about the paper trail. They're not thinking about the litigation. They're just getting married, and then on top of that, we're having a population issue. Our daughter's generation and us are not having as many kids as we used to.
Or we've had them earlier than, so it's like, my kid's out the way now. My kid's grown now. Like, I'm not having another one.
And the thing is when the population, having an issue, these kids don't want to get married and they don't want to have no kids. So they're trying to get some incentives, making it super easy.
I don't think taking a test is easy necessarily. I don't think that. I maybe they know something that I don't, but I don't think taking a test is easier than going down there and just signing some papers. That's just me. And the 16 with a parent's approval, like, is that really
It's
going
always
on?
been. It's always been like that. Yep.
Still though? Still?
Yeah. I think it's still crazy, but yeah.
I think that is a mistake. Getting married at 16. I didn't have nobody in my life that I wanted to date when I was 16, but the first relationship, it may not be the first relationship for some people, but to me, your first relationship or the first person that you meet when you're 16 years old and that's your boyfriend and y'all want to get married, that's y'all can do that with your parents' permission. Like,
some people are still in that 1972, 1822 mind frame. Like, you know something for real. That's it. And then some people feel like if you get pregnant earlier on, you should have the ability to be able to get married. But hey, not mine. Hey, she no matter how old she is right now, not mine. Mine, I want her to live her life to the fullest. I don't want her to be thinking nothing about, even not no serious relationship. Until she has her, know who she is as a person, knows how to take care of herself, and knows what she wants. And not settle. Not mine.
It's not domestic violence. And the reality of the situation is, to be very honest with y'all, a lot of y'all love to throw up, oh, I went to premarital counseling with my pastor before I got married, or, my pastor won't marry people before we go to premarital counseling. And when I went to Florida State University and got my degree in economics, the people, they teach me shit in counseling. But here's what I do know. You can't be 18, 23, 27, 31, 40 and have lived a life of doing things one way, and then you go take a class, whether it be a 2-hour class, 4-hour class, 10-hour class, 30-hour class. You can't go take a 30-hour class and that's going to magically fix you and give you all the conflict resolution skills that you need. You cannot go, in my personal opinion, and sit down with your pastor, any member of clergy, for marital counseling and do a couple of sessions, and that's going to ensure that you have, this steadfast and tightly knit marriage.
that's facts.
I'm sorry, a couple of classes, a couple of hours, a couple of talks is not going to undo 20 plus years of behavior. It's not going to undo your triggers. It's not going to undo your trauma. It's not going to undo whatever is in you that makes you fuss. It's not going to undo your temper issues. It's not going to undo any of that. It's a complete waste of time.
Dealing with.
Now, if you're talking about going and doing, a prolonged situation, you know what I'm saying? If you're a member of your clergy, or if these courses are saying you have to do a year worth of classes, at least 10 hours a month, then maybe we're cooking with grease.
Yeah, that's true too.
Then maybe we're cooking with grease. And somebody says, no, but it's a good start and I still recommend it. Well, great, but there's a lot of great starts. Honestly and truthfully, there is a pamphlet located outside of Walmart for every ill and issue you got in your life. There's a pamphlet out there. And nobody picks up the pamphlets and reads them. Nobody uses them. And the world is still going to hell in a handbasket. Information has always been present. I can Google right now how to best resolve conflict in a new marriage, but people just don't take the initiative to do it. The point that I'm making is a couple of hours, a couple of classes, a pamphlet, a website, a Zoom call is not going to achieve lower domestic violence if you come from a background of 20 and 30 years of resolving conflict with domestic violence. So Alabama, what's the real tea here, and we gonna move right on along. Baby, they are doing top notch. Let me explain something to y'all. What they over there doing in Africa, that is not prostitution. That is not hoeing. CHIE. They is selling coochie. See, some of y'all just got a tad twat, or a puss, or a funk box, okay? It's only certain type of women that can go over to Africa and sell coochie, okay? It warms you. It warms your throat. It warms your body. It wraps all around it. Tender is a kiss when I held you captive in my sweet embrace. Oh. All they had over. Sheree must ain't had no money this year, cause she ain't out there selling coochie. Quad got a man, but she out there. Portia, look at this, selling it down to the elevator, baby. She's selling it in the front and the back. This for the people walking down the hallway. This for the people that's still on the elevator, baby. She is selling it in the front and the back. And baby, let me tell you something. If you got how much money, how much for me and the bitch on the side? Okay, bitch. How much for me and my homegirl in the front? Okay? This is what it looks like when you go over to Africa and sell coochie. Okay? Because
you ain't gotta say it
like in Atlanta don't scam everybody. I'm not high, actually. I'm very sober, Shantae. This is what it looks like when you Jesse Bedra said, baby.
Yeah, they edible.
To hell with the church. To hell with being a Southern Belle. To hell with this law degree. I'm finna go sell this 50-year-old coochie. Let me tell you something, Phaedra. I'm not gonna judge you. I'm gonna talk about you like a dog, but I ain't gonna judge you. All I ask is when you come back, that bitch better be sold. Let me tell you something. It better be sold. If you don't let your kids down here in Buckhead for a week or two, because these hoes been over there since after Christmas. I was around Quad House. When she was on the line with a tour guide. And y'all gonna gag. I'm giving y'all all the inside tea. Y'all know who put this together? Bozeman St. John. Bozeman from the Real Housewives of LA. She one of the main people who put together, I think it's this date in December, but for the Bravo girls and all the black influencers, Bailey and all the people that y'all see over there, they over there under Bozeman name. They say, Bozeman, listen, Bozeman was a marketing genius. She did marketing at Netflix, United something or another, I think, Uber or whatever. So Bozeman know how to market product, okay? We gonna call Bozeman Heidi Fleiss.
She the madam.
We gonna call Bozeman Heidi Fleiss because all she doing is recruiting these high-end hoes to sell premium coochie. And they over there selling it too, bitch. How much y'all think Phaedra done sold already at this point? She ain't got no panties on because it's probably a coochie probably tender. She done sold it all up and down the sub-Saharan desert or whatever the case. That's why she ain't got no panties on.
His
She
friends?
dress on and let it air out. The shit was over there smelling like Joe Rice and Curvy. Make sure that all of Africans in it.
My friends don't talk about my coochie hoeing days like that.
Yo, on embrace. Y'all gonna have these girls. Let me tell you something. I never thought I'd see the day. I never thought I'd see the day. When Portia had that coochie cover up, she showed took it around Valley House and swerved it off.
So he talking all this mess. Would you buy some coochie?
No. You can get coochie when you can't get nothing else.
I feel you.
Coochie free.
Coochie free.
Coochie free.
Portia say she gonna try to get you with youth and innocence first. She say, baby, she say, I'm
for that.
older. I just got this body. Being sexy and cute is new to me, and I really ain't got that much time
Wait a
yet.
minute, I think
So I'm just
Phaedra's
gonna go on over there real
always
quick
been cute.
and try to sell it. Baby,
Just my opinion.
they must ain't want Sheree's on no more. Or they
I don't
said
have
it was
a
too
type,
tough,
but
like trans
I'm not
pussy.
attracted to
Cause
Phaedra.
Sheree over here. Sheree over here. But
I don't like when she got out of damn
Phaedra
makeup
be
on.
in a Rolls Royce.
But I think she's always
When
been attracted
if
to
she pop back up on Instagram on a Rolls Royce, consider it mission accomplished, bitch. Mission accomplished. All right, now speaking of somebody who needs to be taken up under the tutelage of either Phaedra or Portia, is Angel Reese.
I'm shocked they hanging out.
All right.
I'm not.
Now,
Why are you not shocked? Because when it comes to making money and being around women that just as attracted to you to bring attraction, sometimes you gotta team up with somebody you don't like. And if y'all have some of the same characteristics, y'all have fun together. I think that they've always have enjoyed each other's company. Even though in spite of whatever happened, I mean, everybody has their little traits and habits and actions that that occur during their relationship. But sometimes people forgive and forget, especially when it comes, especially if you're going over to Africa and somebody paying you to go over there for marketing, whatever. Hey, it's about that money these days.
True. I didn't think that they would become friends again. But it does make sense. I think in that whole situation, Candy was the one that was really wrong.
Wronged or wronger?
Wronged. Like, she got done wrong by Phaedra. So I could see her not wanting to be on the Housewives no more and all that type of stuff.
Is Phaedra on the Housewives?
I don't know. Okay. I don't think so. She's on Married to Medicine. I know that. I think if they got the chance, they will put her back now that Candy's gone. And the fact that Portia and Phaedra are cool, I don't think Candy agrees with that. So yeah, out of here.
Okay.
the people was all in an uproar on the internet because people was going in on her about her dress. All right, and there's this thing that y'all like to do that we're not going to do in 2025 anymore. It is beyond okay. It is beyond okay to like somebody and to hold them accountable. Okay? Loyalty 55 says Angel need guidance. And you know what? Loyalty 55, you literally worded what my upcoming thoughts were going to be. Without a shadow of a doubt and beyond deniability, she is beautiful.
What's wrong with
She's
that?
an athlete, so she's got body. Okay? But if I'm going to be very honest, she looks cheap.
Wow.
Damn!
Cheap. This dress looks like it came from a Fredericks of Hollywood magazine. It looks like it came from Fashion Nova. She's got the look. She's got the body. She looks cheap. And moreover, she looks like she's trying too hard. When you are naturally built and sexy, you don't have to do all that. And the person who says she don't look cheap, then baby, you wouldn't know class and expensiveness if you see that this shit look cheap.
Damn.
It just looks cheap, and there is nothing quality looking about this dress. I can't begin to find one flattering thing about this dress. It's absolutely too revealing. The cut is ridiculous. The body is looking amazing. Here is the thing, and I ain't gonna cut her up no more.
Like
When somebody says she needs guidance,
see
she just
how wide that
needs
area
to
is.
understand the rules of engagement. And it's just like when the girls get on the reality TV shows for the first.
I'm not a fashion person.
Do you like it?
I like the way it looks on her.
Okay.
I can see the cut could be a little bit better, but
the material's thin.
The material is thin. But I don't have a problem with it. I guess I don't got no class.
You just like the way it look on her.
Yeah, I just like the way it look on her.
You what?
I'm an N-word sometimes, so I'm manly, so I hey, look good to me.
For the first season, or somebody said she got the dress on backwards.
Yo.
Again, trying too hard and trying to do too much. Just like when the girls first get on the reality TV shows, then they look a mess, and then they get a stylist, and before you know it, they look absolutely amazing. Angel just needs a stylist. Y'all gonna have to listen to what Stacey Red said out her own mouth. And she said it with her whole brain. Listen.
We want to open up the doors for women in hip hop. I feel like we open them up for them because, like, we from the churches, like, they can relate to us. Like, I feel like they picked up a random girl from the hood and just gave her some money and put her on TV. That's how I feel when I look at myself.
That's exactly what
I
they
be like,
did.
ain't no way. Like, is this a prank? I don't know. It's crazy. I feel like we bought like a new, not exactly a new sound, but kind of a new sound. Like a new is it called Jenner? Genre? It don't look like it's spelled genre. It's like Jenner. We the new Jenner. And
this is when I have to turn it off because y'all know I have a very small tolerance for just ignorance in the hood and the ghetto. So here's the thing. Sexy Red says she feels like they just picked a random girl from the hood, gave her some money, and put her on TV. Sexy Red, that's exactly what they did. And that's exactly who you are. That's exactly what they did. That's exactly who you are. And I love the fact, and I still stand 10 toes down with Sexy Red because she, Sexy Red don't fake the funk or whatever. Now, as far as having conversations about opening doors,
I don't like that.
What don't you like?
Okay, it's fun and games when you just having fun listening to music or whatever. But when she talk about opening doors, like I said the other day, our daughter opened the door for kids in her school to be able to go to the university that she attends because nobody was living. I don't want that to be an opening door thing. Like they putting you on TV so you can do that. I don't want it to be because you're doing that. You know what I'm saying?
What is that?
Sexy Red content,
Oh, okay.
The music that she's making, like stuff like that. I want other girls to be inspired to do something else. I'm not gonna say better. Maybe I should. I don't know. I don't know if that's an appropriate word, but I don't want them to just be talking about sex.
I understand. When she came out, I was worried for the world, to be honest. I remember you can pay me to listen to it. Remember?
Yeah, I was
Because I was
listening to
like, when you listen to it, you promoting it. You are showing that there is a space for it, and I just, man, no, I don't want to see everybody out here talking about their booty holes. I just don't. I'm good on that. So if anybody understand, I understand. But then that's the same conversation we were having back then when I was like, yo, I understand it's all fun and games, but you all are showing that this is what y'all are interested in, and we gonna have some more booty holes talking about coochie girls coming out here soon. And I mean, yes, there's people who love it. They love her music. Hey, you love it. I like it for you. Go for it. But I just I just don't want to help the representation of that. I'm good.
And I was listening to it and enjoying it at first. What caused the switch up was what happened with my nephew. And it was a very serious situation, and I don't want to condone behaviors that cause people to feel that kind of way as a human being. So that's what caused my switch up of the situation.
Okay.
I miss the 90s because in the 90s you would have never spoke to a new artist about opening doors.
Ever.
Sexy, I don't know what door you've opened. Doors have been opened for you, but I don't even know that you've been out long enough to open doors. Well, like what Sexy Red you I don't know. They got the girls over there feeling themselves. Baby, you ain't even opened no door. Baby, you ain't even cracked no window. If anything, you are sliding through the door that was left sliding.
You know how we say that certain artists create babies?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure she got somebody who want to be like, but I ain't seen none of her babies.
Me neither.
If anybody, I would think she was a baby of Lil' Kim. No, Kaya. I'm gonna go with Kaya.
Yeah.
Gorilla, I'm not sure yet because I would not compare Gorilla and Sexy Red to each other. They are two totally different artists. So she's somebody else's baby. Maybe Trina. Trying to think of somebody else.
A female that gives perspective.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna say Eve.
She might be Eve's baby. Yeah, possibly. Yeah. But so for me, it's like until you produce some babies, artistic, lyrical babies out here, you ain't opened the door yet. That's how I see it.
I understand.
You are sliding through the door that was left slightly ajar by Kim, Trina, Foxy Brown, Millie Jackson. You know what I'm saying? You are walking through the door.
Yeah. That's who baby she is. Millie Jackson.
I ain't listening to Millie, but you did.
Of course. My mama used to do my hair. Pull out that hot comb and put on some Millie Jackson. How you think we got Lil' Kim in them? Millie Jackson. A lot of these people are Millie Jackson's baby. Not Gorilla, but Sexy Red.
I'm a Betty Wright baby.
Hey.
My family used to cut on the Betty Wright on the way to Macon, so
yeah, I would if you want to take it a little bit further than Trina, I would say Millie Jackson. Because Millie Jackson used to say some things, she have a whole song orchestra, talking about F you, a whole song. And it, Yo, it was deep. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. Now I'm gonna say that I think Sexy Red is a baby of somewhere around Kaya and Millie Jackson, somewhere in that genre. And I would say Gorilla reminds me more of Trina, and Eve, somewhere in there. Not quite sure, but that's what my perspective is.
That those girls left open. I'm not, and if I'm being perfectly honest, Sexy Red, in the midst of me loving you for you, I don't like your music. I think your music is complete trash. But I like you because of your authenticity. If I'm being perfectly honest, you're not really even doing much to wedge that bitch back open wider for anybody to come in here. Anything, Sexy Red, you are creating the period at the end of the sentence. And Sexy Red and those like her just might be the end of this raunchy, trash, hood girl era. Now, here is the thing. This is why somebody as pulled up as me, as classy based as me, as demure and mindful as me. Here is why I go up for Sexy Red. I go up for Sexy Red because, if I'm being perfectly honest, Sexy Red is the type of black girl that the world said will never be nothing. Sexy Red is the type of black girl that the world said you're not gonna be nothing, you're not gonna have nothing, you're not gonna have no wealth. And I love the fact that she's been able to look this big white world in its face and get the last laugh. I love it when people who don't fit the traditional mold, and what do I mean by people who don't fit the traditional mold? The traditional mold is the person who has the background to go through the system per se. What's the system? Go to high school, go to college, get a good job, marry, 2.5 kids, pick and fence dog, retire and die. That's the system. Sexy Red was not going to anybody's university to major in anybody's economics, biology, or sociology. She just wasn't. At best, she was going to be a shift manager at Checkers, or she was going to be ghetto fish down to the call center. And I'm not being rude. That's just what people of her background give. And the fact now that she's got diamond money, Bentley money, mansion money, notoriety, I love that for her, because without this, she wouldn't have been able to get it any other way. All right. And so for that, I speak her name. Glorilla, on the other hand, I think, even though I think Glorilla's sound is a little LD, it's a little portable, need I say it sounds a little retarded by me.
Wow.
I still think that there is something there for people, what they call it, drill rap. I think for the people who like that type of thing, that there is some talent. Sexy Red, she didn't even pass the cat in the hat.
Oh, wow.
She don't even, until we get some videos, some pictures, or a credible mistress, can we not in 2025 like get on the internet and just be attacking these people's marriages? Like,
I think for me, I can't say. I think there's two groups of people, or maybe three. There's one group that want to see some of these women embarrassed, but there's a group that doesn't want them to see them get embarrassed either. They love them how they are as a couple. And then there's the third, the group who feels like they're lying, like the men are lying, and they want the women to know the truth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You don't necessarily want to see that woman embarrassed. You just like
the truth.
You just want them to know the truth, and it's just like it.
Not want them to know the truth. You want to.
Oh no. I don't care one way or another. It don't pay my rent. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you want the women to know the truth.
Maybe some people want
the women to know
maybe
the
there's
truth.
4 groups. There's the fourth one would be somebody want to know the truth. I don't care whether it's the truth or not. I just feel like if I'm watching something, I feel bad for the woman in it. If they're being made to look like a fool, or somebody's lying to them about what's going on in their relationship, and you on TV. Like, I don't even understand cheating and being on TV. I just don't get it.
They could really not be cheating.
That's true.
They could have an arrangement.
Yeah.
So
that's true too.
it's like, it really ain't nobody business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's not paying nobody bills with the people that get paid for blogging about the stuff. But
it might come.
yeah, they might actually have an arrangement and may not be cheating.
It may make for interesting TV, but other than that, I'm not invested in seeing whether you cheated or not. I just want that person that is in that relationship. And if I'm a fan, I just want them to be happy in their life and not feel like they getting cheated in some type of shape or fashion. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Meaning cheated from knowing the truth,
Yeah.
and being naive walking around the world. You know what I mean?
I mean, with these shows, you never know. They could be acting just like regular actors.
Exactly. That's why I can't I can't get emotionally involved. I don't get it.
So it could very well be a bunch of made up stuff that they, you know what I'm saying, bring it to the table. So
Just to get views and keep it going.
exactly,
Yeah.
or stay on the season. You know,
Yeah.
have something to talk about. If I was to cheat, would you rather it be a situation where everybody think it's going on and nobody got proof, but everybody is telling you that was going on and you don't know for sure neither, but you trust me? Or would you just rather be in a polyamorous relationship out in the open?
I'd rather be in a poly relationship out in the open than somebody be playing with me and having people around me making me look like a fool.
I mean, but that's basically what's going on with Tisha. And he said that's the way you better do it, and you kind of agreed.
If we're talking about you wanting to not be in a poly relationship and cheating and all that stuff, see, to me, that's two different topics. That's totally two different topics. If we're monogamous, then we're monogamous. And if you are cheating, nobody wants to know that you... I want to know. Don't get me wrong. I want to know. I want to find out. But the situation is that Tisha trusts him, doesn't know. People are talking about her and her relationship all around her like she's a fool. That's a whole different setting. And my thing is that if I had to choose between the way, what is Marcel and what's the two different men? Martell. I'd rather know and be able to jump ship than to deal with the bull crap around me all the time.
So you would rather be male versus
hell, I can't even say that either. I don't want to be neither one of y'all. But if I had to, you know, I got multiple personality. One personality is like, I want to know. And the other personality is like, yo, if you're going to cheat, do it well. Make sure there ain't no proof out there. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. What's the other personality say?
That's what I just said. The two different ones. I want to know, like Mel found out. I don't want to. Hell no. I don't want none of them problems. I don't want to. The way Mel found out about that was crazy and bananas, and then having a baby and all this other stuff situation going on. Nobody wants to deal with that in their life. So for me, Tisha probably got the best of it all. She still got her relationship.
Still got her family.
And still got her family together. Ain't no proof out there came up. So yeah, but if we're talking about if I had to choose between being poly and somebody cheating on me, I'd rather be poly and know what's going on around me.
Where I want to go, since I'm feeling like dropping a word here, let's go to Kirk Franklin. Y'all know I can't stand the church, and I take any opportunity to light a bitch up from the church. I can't stand you church mofos. I can't stand the institution of the black church. I think the institution of the black church is one of the biggest issues with the black community right now. Now here's the thing, because so many of y'all are confused and think I don't believe in God. I very much believe in God. I think that there are multiple ways to skin a cat. I think at the very end of the day, across all the religions, I think we're all praying to the same person. You call yours Jesus, they call theirs Allah, they call theirs Buddha, they call theirs this. We all taking different highways to get to the same path. That is my belief. Kirk Franklin, for whatever reason, for simply wearing a wife beater and some shorts in Jamaica and doing a little bit of dirty wine, somehow or another, the church don't force this man, they don't browbeat him into apologizing for something that I don't understand what he is apologizing for. Here's the thing. I'm going to be very honest and I'm going to be very mean right now. If you are the type of church person who rendered an opinion that made it where he had to apologize, I can tell you that you're the type of church person, type of black person, and the type of Bible thumper that I absolutely despise. I despise people like you. I do. I think you're ignorant as all hell. I think you're stupid. I think you're the reason why people like me will not step foot into a black church. If you are one of those people who found issue with what he had on, you are the type of person why people like me would not step foot in those so-called sanctuaries that y'all call churches. The man was in Jamaica.
That's what I was going to say. It's hot. What I was supposed to do, a two-piece suit?
He had on shorts and a shiny wife beater on stage. What is the problem? So, following this logic, what is he supposed to wear when he gets in the swimming pool? A double-breasted three-piece suit.
Okay. It's not making sense. Make it make sense. You gotta be a real judgmental MF to think I have an issue with this man. First of all, you're supposed to rejoice and dance however your body feels like moving when you listen to any music, especially gospel music.
Yeah.
For somebody to say that he wasn't an upstanding person, a representative of God, in any shape, fashion, I need you to take your butt back to 1942. Because that is not what this generation and the generation under us is looking forward to see happen. They want to express themselves and celebrate their God in their own way.
Our restrictions are being judged.
Nobody wants to be judged like that. You're supposed to be yourself. You're supposed to come to God how you are, who you are. You're not supposed to fake the funk. You're not supposed to have a little fun on the stage if you want to. I think as long as he's been doing this, he deserves the right to be able to express himself however he wants and wear what he want to wear. As long as he end up there naked.
I didn't get to see what kind of dance he was doing. It really don't matter to me. He wasn't dancing to Jamaican music. he was dancing to gospel music, as far as I know. So I don't see the problem with what he was doing.
I just need people, this older generation, who the powers that be need to open their mind a little bit if they want to gain more participation in religion. Because that's exactly why there's not as much participation in religion as it used to be.
I'm even more confused now because oftentimes men, we don't find ourselves in these positions, right? More times than not, it's women who find themselves in these positions. The woman has a curvy body. Links Media says church hurt. Yeah, so let's talk about it really quickly before I get off the air. I used to take offense when people, when I first heard the term church hurt, somebody called me that. I used to take offense to it. And then I just learned to, you can't take offense or be mad with something that is the truth. The God honest truth is I am church hurt. I am church hurt. I am somebody who was a young boy who grew up with a very staunch religious apostolic grandmother in a church, religious, and community environment where people used religion, the Bible, and church to scrutinize and weaponize every part of me that they took exception with. And because I was a very critical thinking kid, I would ask questions just about things that didn't quite make sense or didn't possess any logic to me. And I was either bopped in my mouth, shooed away, disregarded, shut down by church folks, yelled at, beat in the name of Jesus. And so, yes, when it comes to these little nuanced things, and now Sierra Thompson says, no, let go of the pain. No, baby, it's not pain. Trust me. Trust me. It's not pain. If anything, being involved in radical religious oppression, it made me an even better thinker. It made me more of a critical thinker, and it made me not scared to challenge and question things. Let me explain something to y'all. It never sat right with me, this thing about not questioning God and not questioning this. Your soul is the most important thing you have. Your soul is the most important thing you have. And you mean to tell me I'm supposed to just blindly give my soul to some damn body and not interview them and not ask questions every step along the way?
Okay, so I can understand where he's coming from in terms of talking about the church.
Do you feel like you're church hurt?
I think I'm church hurt. I'm not hurt by it. In one situation, it was something that happened to me as a child that did hurt me. But as an adult, I'm not church hurt.
Okay.
And I'm finna tell you something that I haven't told you before.
Oh, wow.
When I was younger, my mom and I went to a church in Stone Mountain called Clarkston First Baptist Church.
Okay.
And in going to that church and things of that nature, she would put me in the kids class. And I ended up being molested at that church.
Wow.
The reason you're just now finding out about it is because it's not something that I've thought about or anything like that. It just came up like, dang, oh, that happened too.
So you didn't remember that happening?
I didn't remember that happening.
Okay.
So I wasn't just molested by somebody in the family. It was also at the church. Now the second church that we went to was a church called New Birth. And at the time the pastor was Bishop Eddie Long. And if you know, you know. But if you don't know, Bishop Eddie Long was a man who was completely against homosexuals and all that. And it came out that he was messing with the boys in the church.
Not kids. Right?
Not kid boys, but older kid boys. Like we were teenagers. We were in middle school, late middle school, going to high school. That's the age group that me and one of the boys was in.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say his name. I knew him via another friend. So I didn't know him like that. He never told me nothing about it, but New Birth had a lot of homosexual teenagers. I don't know about the adults. I know about the group that I was with. It was a lot of teenagers. And teenagers who would have sex at the church. Like, I don't know if that was what his leadership was giving off, that it was okay for kids to do that, but I'm not kids. Teenagers were doing that. So I seen a lot in the church. You know, I had a friend who had sex at the Passion of the Christ movie while it was going on. Like, so it was, I'm not church hurt. It's just, I don't mess with, I don't agree with the church. Yes, you can go there and get certain things, but they place it on such this high pedestal, like this person doesn't make mistakes and what this person says is law. And it's like, no, that's not true.
So basically, you feel like you were fed two different stories growing up, and you kind of feel like, none of that made sense. Because in the dark, everybody was doing craziness.
Yeah.
And then when you get to church, everybody making it seem like they holier than thou.
Yes.
And giving mixed signals to the
exactly
the teenage congregation.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, it was, to me, that was bad. How I feel about religion and being a Christian and all that type of stuff, I felt like the church was supposed to be holy ground. And to me, those people made it just a building. Like, I thought it was supposed to be sacred. I thought nothing crazy was supposed to go on wherever a church is built. And apparently I was way wrong. So that's how I feel about it.
So within your group, were you the only person not doing that stuff? Or was it just some people in the group?
It was just some people in the group. I wasn't having sex in church. Somebody wanted to have sex with me in church, but no, I got morals. To me, that's a form of not having morals. I'm not doing none of that nasty stuff on church grounds. I'm not doing it in a movie theater while a church movie is going on. Like, to me, that's disgusting. And I'm still shocked by it that somebody thought that was okay.
Wow.
So I don't agree. Since I graduated from high school, I have not been to a church since. And I'm I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
And you said like you still believe in God?
Yes. I'm just spiritual. I'm not religious. That's how I feel about
it. Interview them and not ask questions every step along the way. You got me fucked up. You got me all the way fucked up, baby. My soul is all I got. And I'm gonna step foot in your building, sign up to be a part of this, and just shut up and go along with it. Girl, you stupid. I'm finna get off the line, child. I'm finna get off the line, because I'm about to get...
Even as being young, like, I can remember being, like, 6 or 7 years old and being like, whoever wrote this book, they created the man. Like, you can't do nothing, you can't say nothing against it. Like, I felt like that idea as a child was crazy. As a child. And then I grew and I seen more and experienced more, and then it just...
See, for me, I went to multiple different types of churches. I went to a Baptist church, I went to a holiness church. See, everybody in my family, out of like, there was 6 siblings, everybody had a different religion. And then with my grandmother and my grandfather, my grandma was holiness, and my grandfather was Catholic. Like, they, my grandma would go to church with him sometimes, and he would go to church with her sometimes. Then there was my mother who was a Christian. Then I had an uncle who was a Muslim, one non-denominational. So it was like I experienced different. That's why I feel like I'm more well-rounded. And then I experienced the black version of a church, and Christian church, and the white version of the Christian church. So for me, I just kind of put together as a child what it was. To me, I feel like the Bible is more of stories. Someone's stories of what they felt was going on around them. And it gives you some insight of how they may have failed, or what their mind was at during that time. But I don't think it's saying follow this to a T. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It shows you how to get through certain things, or how somebody else got through something, but more of stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also knew that in most religions, God loves everybody. So I just never could conform to the fact that God would love me because I'm gay. I didn't understand that. To me, when it comes to that part of the Bible, it's because they were doing a lot of crazy things. It wasn't because they were gay and in love. It had some morals. It's because all the crazy things that were going on around them. Somebody just wanted to throw that in there. Just in my opinion. So I've always been open to all religions and knowing that there's one God. You know what I mean? And I take a little bit out of everything to build who I am as a person. But I'm not at the church because there's not one church that I've found that could fulfill who I am as an individual and how I feel like God loves me in the world. It's not so black and white. Just because God loves you and you're doing everything right does not mean everything is going to go right in your life. Yeah. Everybody has something, trials and tribulations that they're supposed to go through. And depending on what church you go to, they make it seem that it's just black and white. But yeah.
Made me think about the lyrics of the song I wrote. I forget about the church, Catholic and the Baptist, and some of these sanctuaries, the gayest shit happens. So
to that in-house church, and that's what I don't even know the name of the church.
New Birth. Why we never cross paths?
I used to go there to work out, but I never
played
went,
basketball for the church.
But I never went to church because my spirit never felt like that was the building I was supposed to be in.
I'm glad you didn't, because it wasn't the building.
Yo,
They was gonna try to get you.
man, ain't nobody got time.
Man, my coach was trying to pray the gay away. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. It was, yo. Linking up with my mom. And in my eyes, she was a lesbian.
So your mom?
No,
Oh,
my
your
coach,
coach.
my basketball coach.
Okay, I thought you.
How you trying to pray the gay away from me and you sleeping with another female coach? And now this coach is a transgender now.
But
Yo, like, come on. Like, nah.
That's crazy.
It was too much. It was too much going on at New Birth. It really was.
I just don't like the thought of going somewhere where nobody feels like everybody's human. Things go on. People have problems. People make mistakes. But that made up thing that everybody's perfect, and if you ain't following these specific rules, then you're going to hell. And you know, people justifying doing stuff to certain people. I can't get with it. I just can't get with it. Cause it's like you know, getting emotionally involved with a celebrity. Mm-hmm. You know how I told you I can't do it? Mm-hmm. It's the same difference. Mm-hmm. You go to this one church, you believe everything that comes out this person's mouth, and then you find out that what they're saying is not true to what they believe in or what they following. And that Eddie Long story was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. And he didn't have a dress code for the church or nothing like that. He made it seem like, you know, come as you are and you will be accepted. But, you know, people gotta put on for how they feel. And he had to put on because he was married and a pastor at the same time.
But you ain't have to keep saying that.
Yeah, he didn't have to be.
He didn't have to go hard on being gay.
He didn't have to do
or
that.
lesbian and then end up gay. Come on now.
Yeah.
Now that was, come on. You could have left that topic alone. You had 100 other topics you could have talked about. Really?
Yeah, maybe he was getting pressure. I don't know.
Well.
Or maybe he felt guilty.
Maybe he felt.
Maybe he was talking himself through it.
Well, it don't seem like he did too well.
Girl, you stupid. I'm finna get off the line, child. I'm finna get off the line because I'm about to get real mad with y'all churches. Anyway, y'all have a whole bunch of fun. We finna get in here and get drunk or whatever. And I'll call y'all hoes later. Bam!
That's the end of Funky Dineva. I would love to talk more about the church topic. Yeah, I guess that's going to be at a later date because I'm done talking about it for now. You got anything else you want to say about Funky Dineva show?
Well, it was interesting. It's always well-rounded and interesting. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed the time spending time listening to it with you. Yeah, that's about it.
All right, y'all. Another day, another dollar.